Hello, this is Business Progression, and today we are talking about inventory, a crucial element that can make or break a business. What is inventory? Inventory can refer to several different things, but a basic definition is that inventory is an asset a company holds to maintain operations, be processed into a product, or it is the product itself. There are four general types of inventory. First, raw materials, the basic building block of inventory. It could be anything from iron ore to wheat. Then, work in progress. This is inventory that is in the middle of being processed. It has been changed from its raw material state, but it isn't completely processed or assembled with other pieces to create a finished product. Next, we have the finished goods. These are the products actually ready to be sold. For instance, a box of your favorite sugary cereal that you see on a grocery store shelf. Lastly, we have maintenance, repair, and operations inventory, also known as MRO. These are the items needed in operations to create the product. It could be oil for machinery, replacement parts, etc. So great, we've defined the actual parts of what is considered inventory. Now let's apply this so we can actually understand it. Imagine you own a manufacturing company. Your hypothetical company creates amazing pens. So what represents inventory for your company? Well, your company needs materials to create the pens. You have to purchase metal for the springs, plastic pellets to create the casings, the different ingredients to make ink, and anything else required. Obviously, these materials are still in their natural states, and you must transform them to become the respective elements that make up a pen. In their current state, these are your raw materials. Now your company starts processing these elements. They make the actual springs, the plastic casings, and the ink. You do this in large batches, so you have piles of springs and casings and gallons upon gallons of ink, all of which is waiting in storage to be combined into an actual pen. This inventory is the work in progress inventory. It is on its way to becoming a pen, but clearly it isn't quite there yet. Finally, all of these parts are combined on a manufacturing line and then packaged in colorful packaging. They are ready to be sold. They are now considered finished goods inventory. But wait, there is that one more type of inventory at play here. While the machines were running, parts on the machinery wore down and needed to be replaced, and the machines needed to be oiled. These replacement parts and oil are your maintenance, repair, and operations inventory. So these are the things that represent inventory, but why does it matter that you understand it? What are the benefits or disadvantages of inventory? I think it's story time. I want you to imagine you are the owner of a grocery store. Obviously, grocery stores own lots and lots of finished goods inventory. This could be anything from canned olives and baguettes to paper towels or soda. All of these things are finished goods. They make up the majority of a grocery store's inventory. That said, this isn't all of their inventory. Their bakery likely holds raw materials in the form of flour, or work-in-progress inventory in the form of bread currently in the oven. Other potential places of raw materials or work-in-progress inventory could be in the deli or meat department. Okay, back to the story. As the owner of this grocery store, you often walk its aisles making sure everything looks perfect. You don't want there to be a hole or stocked out product on the shelf anywhere. After all, you can't sell what isn't there. Having inventory allows you to actually make the sale. As you walk down the candy aisle, you notice that the gummy bears on sale are out of stock. You turn to your grocery manager and say, "Jim, we can't let these run out. They are one of our top sellers. If we don't have them, customers may go to one of our competitors." Jim replies, "We had a customer come in and buy the entire lot. Fortunately, I stocked up and we have several boxes in the back room. I'll have an associate fill them." You nod happily at the news. Inventory allows you to weather the unknown. This could be anything from a manufacturing problem in the factory, a container that falls off the cargo ship, a late semi-truck, or even a customer deciding to buy every single gummy bear on the shelf. Inventory provides safety. But back to the story. A thought crosses your mind and you ask Jim, "How many extra boxes of gummy bears did you buy?" "4 or 5 pallets worth," comes the reply. "The supplier was selling them to us at a discount." Buying inventory in bulk can often lead to discounts. This can be a good thing if it leads to higher profits. Unfortunately, there are some concerns with this as well. "What?" you reply in shock. 4 or 5 pallets worth. That will take us 6 months to sell." Jim shrugged. "It might, but we got them for a good deal." You shake your head in disbelief. Unlike Jim, you understand the costs associated with inventory. While you might have saved money on the initial purchase, there are costs that will quickly eat up that discount. "Jim," you reply, Did you think of the costs associated with moving it all around and storing it? It will take up precious room in our already stuffed back room. We needed that space for other products. Now when we bring them in, they are going to have to be placed wherever we can fit them. This will lead us to high labor costs as we've got to move them all around and work around them. Also, the longer we have product back there, the more likely it is that a box will get smashed by the forklift or damaged in some way. That alone will cost us more than we get in discounts. Deciding to turn this into a learning moment, you continue. In addition to that, did you look at the expiration dates on the bags? We're going to have to be very careful to not hold them too long or they will start expiring, and we will have to discount them heavily to regain any of our money. Also, we now have a lot of money tied up in the inventory. Did you think of the opportunity cost? We could have used that money to earn interest, redo our bathrooms, which badly need it, buy new pallet jacks, or a host of different things. Now we have to put off some of those projects. Jim nodded sadly and said, "I see what you mean." You pat him on the back kindly and reply, "It's alright, we all make mistakes and have things to learn." Let's dive into the benefits noted in the story. Some advantages of inventory are having a product to sell, pretty important if you want to make money. You can also get a discount for buying in bulk. And to round it all out, inventory also provides protection against risks and the unknown. Now, some of the disadvantages of inventory noted in the story were handling costs, storage costs, shrinkage, also known as damage or theft, and the opportunity costs lost from not being able to use the tied up money. Another main disadvantage of inventory not mentioned in my story is obsolescence. This is especially important for industries that are constantly introducing new products, such as tech companies. Technology quickly becomes outdated and loses its value. So the more inventory you hold, the greater the chance that some new thing will come out and your product will become obsolete, or in other words, worthless, or at least worth a lot less. As you can see, inventory can be a great benefit, and it can also be a big problem. Without it, you can't sell your product or weather risk. With too much of it, you can rack up significant costs. The important thing is finding out where to best balance the costs of holding inventory with the risks of not holding enough. While there isn't necessarily a correct answer here, it is generally important to hold more of the most important inventory, and you can generally skate by operating with less inventory on non-crucial items. We'll leave it there for learning about inventory. Thanks for watching and hope you have a great day.